I sincerely wish that I had known what I was going to do before I arrived here. Because it just occurred to me that I could just ride the rails right on into just past Commercial Drive and sit right in the front, because I got the front seat. You don't give up the front seat. And the Coquitlam River goes way up there. There's a lake. And it's a better look, but I don't remember exactly what it is. Anyway, so it should get a little quieter now. So we're doing like Inlet Station to Commercial Drive. That's what we'll call this one. Inlet Station to Commercial Drive. Which leaves us with the dilemma of what to talk about. Because I've realized that something my videos are lacking is a coherent narrative or theme even. So the thing that really struck me recently though, and that I'd like to talk about is a Jordan Peterson video called How to Stop Letting People Walk All Over You. It's an interesting video. I think what he's talking about is really pretty much well-established facts and kind of understanding of human psychology. And it involves the persona and the shadow. The persona is the thing that you present to the world, and it's related to who you are really. Like, no, I hope nobody's so phony that the persona and the person are totally different things. That'd be miserable. Look at the way the road up there seems to just be a continuation of the rail line. Lined right up, didn't it? See if you can see what I mean. Right? Yeah, we got the water here. Yeah, so there's a persona that's related to who you are, and you know, hopefully it's as in sync as it can be, but you know, it's a social world, and there's elements of your personality that you better keep chopped down, right? Like your tendency to get really angry, right? You have to tamp that down. There's a lot of things you're expected to tamp down just so that things can go smoothly for other people. And this is a really interesting thing about that video as well, is that it's directed towards women that are so compassionate and so caring, like literally they just love taking care of people, right? That's more of a female thing than a male thing. It's a definite, distinct difference. Of course women are more caring. If you're really in trouble, you want to have a woman around. You know, just for comfort and to take care of you, right? So he's saying that, you know, what happens to those women is because they care so much that they just exhaust themselves and they become sort of like doormats, right? When I think about nurses though, I can't imagine many of them being doormats. But anyway, that's his thing, is if you're one of these super compassionate people, you quite often get taken advantage of. Which I'm sure is true. Anyway, there's a persona that you present to the world for various reasons. You do it for various reasons. You want to show off. There's all kinds of things that you do it for. And behind that, though, they call it the shadow. And the shadow is the real you, right? And the real you isn't like a demon or anything. It's elements that aren't far off. Most people, like if you've really lived life, I think you've got some snaky stuff inside you. And most people can imagine doing really horrible things. Like I imagine that most people do imagine it. Because it's violence. You know, if you feel like you've are in danger, then violence is a understandable emotional reaction. But what really struck me about it is that he said that if you're a doormat, that your most powerful tool is the truth. If you're a doormat, your most powerful weapon is the truth. Because with the truth you can fight. You can stick to it and people will respect it more. Almost anyone would respect you more if you're standing up for things that are true, right? So start there, just with what's literally true, right? And I think of it like he's offering advice on self-defense. If you feel that you're being abused emotionally or physically or anything else, well, what else would there be? I don't know. Whatever. You know what I mean? If you think that you're being treated really badly, then that's one good time that you're justified in responding with something mean back. Something mean back. Because if people are deliberately causing you trouble for their amusement, then they deserve it. You can do that. So. Oh, we're at Production Way University already. How about that? VCC Clark. Let's go to VCC Clark. While we're at it. My phone seems to have an unbelievable amount of memory. Really?
So nice. Wonderful personalities. We're gonna hire you.
I'm gonna have to start deleting them. Boy, oh boy, can you ever pile up stuff on your cell phone? Holy holy. Because if I see something online that I think would be interesting to me, from various different perspectives, but quite often that would help me to bolster arguments, then I send it to myself. Most often I never look at it again. If I don't look at it in the next couple of weeks, then I never do. Until you go to delete them, and then you go, oh my God, you see, that was the issue back then, and I remember thinking about that, and arguing with this person or that. Yeah, if we're going to sit here, it's better to have it.
I noticed that there's only 3 gender cameras a week. We're only doing 3 and 3. We're not doing 4 and 4.
They're not very staffed.
Yeah, yes.
I'm so jealous you got my gig. I love that gig. You better be there when I get back.
Your job's one? Your job's one?
I love that job.
My position, yeah. So I was which position? There's some progress
I got it.
Yeah, perfect. You're allowed to hide. You're just not allowed to like tell the other kids that you're not my favorite. He like cried over the last days because like he lived, and I was just like, his name was like, and he was like, now I actually listen.
The next station is Berlin, Burnaby Lake. Doors will open on the west.
Those black spikes at the bottom of this picture is Metrotown or Brentwood. Is this Brentwood? That'd be terrific if it was. We'll see. I might not go all the way downtown. I might get off at Brentwood.
Yeah. What's going on? Maybe, yeah. Or a fishing scholarship, you know.
The funniest thing that's happening right now is what's happening to Justin Trudeau. I mean, good God, in that government. I saw Marco Mendocino being questioned today in committee. And the questions that were asked of him were all really important. Really important. Right? Just asking Marco Mendocino to confirm what we know anyway. Is that he knew, Justin Trudeau knew, that there was significant interference from before 2019. Think about that. The 2019 election was influenced by China, and with the Prime Minister's okay, he gave permission to do it. He profited from it. He probably sold it, right? Like there's no end to the idiocy with this guy. You know, but the fact that he's been caught at that, I mean, that's unbelievable. We've been kicked out of the Five Eyes, right? I think it's only 3 eyes left. They kicked Canada and New Zealand out because we were too friendly to the Chinese Communist Party. Like, that's what it comes down to. We've been kicked out of it. It's not Five Eyes anymore, it's 3 eyes. England, Australia, and the United States. So you got this government that allows what happened to happen. And the next thing you know, we're getting kicked out of the Five Eyes. Then it really makes you question his loyalty. So do I push the button right at the end there to bring the last spot? What happens when you do that? Yeah, look out the other way again. Just in this case. Right? Anyway, water's always great, isn't it? Yeah, so...
Would you want to go to Shameful or do you want to go somewhere closer?
That doesn't look good at all. Really, that's about as bad as it can get. He's cooperating with an organization that's flooding our streets with fentanyl and getting away with it. What is up with that? We're letting them do that. We let them interfere in the election, and we let them sell drugs the way they do. And then spend the money on real estate and drive up the prices. Like, they sell so much fentanyl in Canada that it drove up the property values because they took all the money and bought real estate. Right? Bought real estate. So citizens, they own property, and they're doing this stuff. I don't really want to detail it right now because it'd be too much work. But this is Brentwood. Yeah, there's just no question that he did it. And there's no question that a lot of people knew that he did it. Marco Mendocino, Katie Telford, they're all implicated in that. And that's no joke. That is really no joke. It's quite astounding how, in some ways, people don't take it very seriously. So this is a place where you have to make up your mind what you're going to do. I could either hop on a bus from here over to Metrotown, which sounds kind of nice, doesn't it? Anyway, do I want to get off?
but that's a little bit more pricey. But
Not really.
that is
I mean, there is the video to consider. Right?
way close to the trains.
You need to be committed to your work.
Main Street train? Or Chinatown train?
Like the Main Street, on Main Street. I was meaning like closer to the SkyTrain
And
station.
he gave out a consulting thing for a couple $100 million or something to a consulting company that helped the pharmaceutical companies supercharge opioid sales. Really. The company was involved in all kinds of really skanky stuff. He spent our money to get them to do jobs that the civil servants that were already employed should have been doing. They're getting paid to do probably.
I don't know about their food situation anymore.
It's going to take years to untangle all the stupid things this guy's done. So he accepted from a friend a hotel spot that cost $9,000 a night. $9,000 a night. That's after the auto con stuff. That's after all the complaining people do about
Bring out the
Gilmore, door will open on the right.
how he loves to spend our money on his luxury. This has been the topic of conversation forever. And he goes on that trip anyway. Didn't pay for it. 8 days or something at $9,000 a night. I mean, just the appearance of it. How could a person be so stupid as to not think, well, geez, everybody's talking about how much I seem to enjoy the luxuries and travel around and hobnobbing with as many people as I can. You know, they're noticing that. I see that. And then go, okay, yeah, after Dog Con and all that stuff, England was the same thing. He decides that he's going to take a $9,000 a night hotel room. And before that, the dust has settled on that. During a huge strike in Canada, when there's something to do, he flies off to New York City on some gender thing.
And you'll get hungry probably in the
Feminism and gender, or something like just horseshit. They're flying around doing this stuff, getting paid good money, staying in nice hotels. It's idiocy on a grand scale. It's idiocy on the part of Canadians who couldn't get rid of it. Like, that's a blemish, man. We put up with that for 3 elections, right?
Anxious is a good word, but I wouldn't say I'm anxious. I would definitely say I get more stress. It's not really angry. Eventually it turns to anger. But it starts out as stress. Like, why am I more stressed than I normally am?
The inflation that's happening now, his overspending contributed to that massively. The inflation that we've got now is not good, is it? It's his fault. Quite a bit his fault.
Yeah, you're struggling.
I'm glad that that's what you're thinking about this whole time.
I was like, how do we combine the two words?
He told NATO that Canada would never live up to its 2% thing. We might get kicked out of NATO.
Yeah, so it depends on what kind of vibe we're going. The American is super big, like very large, kind
Don't
of.
make me choose. I don't know.
I'm just letting you know information. Really good burgers.
If they have a 2%, you have to pay it. Like, the thing is that they didn't pay it for a long time until Trump forced them to, basically. And now they've been paying it, and Canada isn't. And isn't going to. That's what he said. Just checking my surroundings. Working on my situational awareness. I think that, like, someday somebody's going to do the calculation, and they're going to say that especially over the last couple of years, that like once, maybe twice, sometimes even 3 times, he'll do something that would have ended the political career of prime ministers in the past. for some reason it hasn't now. And we know why, because the NDP supports it. But I mean, we haven't been able to break that stranglehold. Are you kidding? That's pathetic. That's really pathetic. To let these idiots drive up the price of food and everything, that will be probably suffering from that for decades. I think he borrowed more money than any other government, all of the other governments combined, even for World War II. Something like that. That's probably an exaggeration. Everybody exaggerates, but yeah, no, he spent a mountain of money, man. And at the end of it, what did you get? You got the rich were richer and the poor were poorer. We know that. As a result of the COVID itself and their measures, the things that they did, like shutting down businesses and things like that. You know, crumpled a lot of businesses. So if a person was thinking about coming to Canada to start a business, well, yeah, they would take a look at that. And just for the record, I guess you could say, I was in favor of strict measures in the beginning. I was okay. Yeah, this does appear to be really, really serious. And I think I felt that way for a long time. But essentially for me, when I realized that there was something fishy, because there's going to be consequences for these measures. Right? Every measure has a consequence. And those consequences are happening now, and they're going to be happening for a long time. Kids miss school. One study said that their brains had shrunk, that the brain itself had shrunk. I found that happened to a lot of kids. At that age, you need to be socializing with other kids for immunity and all other kinds, lots of different kinds of things.
He doesn't play maybe one song now, maybe Sloppy Seconds is probably the only one he plays now.
His brother Alexandra, that accepted the check from China, is a real xenophobe. He went there, somebody paid him to go there, and they're going to change here. Yeah, he wrote a big glowing, lovey-dovey book about China. Alexandra, the kid that passed the banknote over or whatever. You have to get off here.